Hey everybody, welcome back to our channel. We're the Movie Couple. I'm Wendy.
I'm Dustin.
And in this video, we're going to dive into episode 10 of the Clone Wars in season 7. It's titled The Phantom Apprentice. I wanted to say The Phantom Menace. And
nice little play on
a lot of parallels in between this and Revenge of the Sith and the prequels and what we know of all that timeline.
Connecting a lot of threads.
A lot of threads. So before we get way deep into our discussion, we want to let you know that we are going to be discussing spoilers in this because this episode was just too good to not do that. So if you have not watched episode 10, The Phantom Apprentice yet, go ahead and pause this video, add it to your watch later list, bookmark it, pause it, whatever. Watch the episode, because if you haven't, you are missing out, my friend.
This was an amazing episode. It even made the last episode that we geeked out about a lot make us go, oh my gosh, this is even better than that previous episode. Everything that they did in Friends Not Forgotten or
Old Friends Not
Forgotten. This one just blows it out of the water. Yeah. This is an amazing episode.
Must watch it.
Go see it. Watch it.
Watch it. You have been warned. There will be spoilers, and here we go with the rest of our review. So this goes. It actually kind of opens with a bit of a creepy horror vibe. When we said this in the Patreon's clip reaction, that it had that, and it opened because all you heard was the lightsaber humming, and it was just like the title of the Clone Wars, and they left it up there. It felt like a little long, and you're like, oh, the creep factor, you know what was coming, so it picks up where Maul and Ahsoka are in the Undercity in the tunnels and facing off, and he's just dropping some knowledge on her. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. He is kind of like, what was it? Hold on, I have it written down kind of. Okay.
The line.
That's right. He mentions, first, they do their little battle. Maul mentions Sidious. At this point, Ahsoka have no idea who that is. Not many people do. And she's kind of like, who is this are you talking about? And Maul's kind of like, keeps talking about this moment. The moment it's coming. Yeah,
he does kind of do the whole bad guy thing where he starts monologuing. But, since the fact that he did expect Obi-Wan and Skywalker to be there, there's just that moment of frustration and you're like, no, you ruined my plans.
Yeah, but
So here are my plans.
And we don't mind either because we kind of know what happens. But for Ahsoka to kind of hear it, and she's kind of like, what are you talking about? And of course, Maul we know what's going to happen for the most part. And Ahsoka, Maul essentially escapes. Takes Jesse, the ARC trooper, with him because he's says that he's older.
Yeah, but what happened is she pushed the little button on her comm.
Thank you.
The clone troopers came to her rescue. They ran away. They lost him. Then she goes and talks to Obi-Wan.
Yes, we have to talk about that.
And the fact that they're just sitting here and Obi-Wan's just like, Dooku is dead. And we're like, yes, we know how that happened. We know exactly where we are in the timeline now. That Anakin has now officially become the Chancellor's right-hand Jedi, so to speak. And he's there to spy on him.
To observe as Obi-Wan so
to find out what his true intentions are. And they have no idea.
And Obi-Wan then also mentions Sidious.
Yes.
And they...
Well, because Ahsoka's like, Maul mentioned this name. What do you know about it? Well, Dooku said...
And it all comes through. And what I kind of love about that little conversation, because when I first saw him on the holo, I was like, oh, are we going to see Anakin one more time? And we don't. So literally the very last time that Ahsoka saw Anakin was when they said goodbye after he handed back her lightsabers to her. But Obi-Wan's like, look, you gotta talk to him. And she was kind of like, I don't think I'm the best person for that. And he's kind of like...
You want me to talk to Anakin about listening to the council when I left because of not wanting to listen to the council? Because of the unfairness? And I don't think I'm a good advocate for that.
And she says it with so much sass, too. I love it. It's very she's like, look, I left, so I don't have to follow any sort of I'll be polite, but I don't have to call you master and none of that. And it's just so funny to kind of see her kind of hold one over a little bit over the old masters. But she,
But the dialogue, everything in there is so cool. It's so well written.
I feel like this is something we have to watch over and over again to catch
We
all
did?
the Easter. Well, that's true. We did watch several times the fight, anyways. But we'll get to that. So Obi-Wan says during their conversation, there's been an attack, and that's when we find out that Maul has gone through all the clone troopers like butter, and took Jesse with him, and so
one of the ARC troopers,
yeah, and Obi-Wan's like, oh, you better go, and she turns around, she's like, tell Anakin, and he says, I will. Obi-Wan says, I will, and I was like, I want her to say it. I wanted to say, like, good luck, or like, may the force be with you, but he was like, I know,
careful.
no, or something, and I'm just like, which I don't think that conversation ever played out. Because there were other bigger things at play.
Well, yeah, because he was going
point.
off to, I can't remember the name of the planet, but the planet that he's actually presumed dead on, that Cody shoots off that rocket, and he goes off to fight Grievous.
Oh my gosh, which
is
also
cool
mentioned.
Because they tell you, I mean, that's now where he's going. So that means we know what part of the movie this conversation probably took place in. Somewhere between after Dooku dies and they get the Chancellor back to before he leaves for to go after Grievous. So now after all of these are done, I'm going to have to go back and watch the Clone Wars. Not the Clone Wars, watch Revenge of the Sith. What actually might be really fun is to kind of play Clone Wars, then play a little bit of Revenge of the Sith, then play
Jump
Clone
back
Wars,
and forth.
then play Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah.
I think that'd be kind of a fun thing to do.
What I'm loving about both of these episodes, and this one in particular, is that there's so many parallels happening. It's all overlapping with what we know from Revenge of the Sith. So anytime they mention anything, like Star Wars fans are like, oh my god, we've been watching these movies for years.
And knowing that this was going on in the background.
And so it's like the anticipation of like every next scene that happens. I'm like, is this Order 66? Is it this time yet? Is it this time? But they're really taking their time with it because I thought that the Maul and Ahsoka fight in the tunnel was really short. And I was like, oh really? That's it? Like that's all we're gonna get? But we get a much, much bigger fight between the two of them.
In such a bigger range of an area.
Cinematography on point. I need them to remaster this whole thing and for the big screen, so when this whole situation is over, we can go back to the theater and like watch all four stitched. Somebody out there needs to make a fan edit of all of them together, and I will watch it all in one shot. Like it's so good. Somebody in the comments last week, or maybe it was on social media, I can't remember where, but they let us know that Ray Park was, brought back to do the mocap.
And you can tell. You can tell. Because it is just so Ray Park's fighting style.
And the little jump.
The little jump, the little
kick.
kip. The little kip that he has right there, and he just, it looked like the Phantom Menace fight. This was an amazing fight.
Good.
And I loved how it started off in the throne room. Explosion happens. They start working their way out. When Maul gets pushed out, you get the double lightsabers that cut through the wall of the glass. And then they start doing it on the
scaffolding, whatever it's called,
above, while at the same time you have the Mandalorians and the clone troopers fighting with Death Watch, and it is just an awesome series scene, and the cinematography and the animation and the dialogue, and
I love the conversation between Maul and Ahsoka before she got angry enough to whip out her lightsabers, because he was like trying to explain, because this whole time when I first saw the title, I was like, okay, that's an interesting play on the Phantom Apprentice, right? And I was like, so is Maul the Phantom Apprentice? Is Ahsoka the Phantom Apprentice?
No,
it makes sense, and it makes sense and I don't know why it didn't click for me before, because I was like, is it too on the nose that they're playing with the title in such parallel in that way? But obviously they are, because when Maul was kind of like, I came here because I wanted Obi-Wan to bring Skywalker so that I can kill him, so that I can rid Sidious of his one pupil. And I was like, oh my god, it's amazing. And when he let Ahsoka know that like Sidious he's been groomed for this role, and Ahsoka's like, to bring balance to the Force, he's like, to destroy it. I was like, and she got immediately just in denial, angry. She was like, I know Anakin, you're a liar. And this brings me back forward to thinking this whole time that we saw her in Rebels, she has experienced all this. She's already heard this already.
Yeah, and she kind of has an idea that Anakin
So
is the
what,
chosen one
just
because of what happened on with the son, the daughter, and the father. And she remembers all of that. So she's going to know that the whole purpose of him is to bring balance to the Force. And to hear that, know that the dark side can twist fate and make it so he destroys it is...
Oh my god. And she just was so mad and she didn't want to believe it. And I think her relationship with Anakin is... They have such a long history. I think for her to... She never wanted to see that he had any of that in him, or somebody was actually able to kind of manipulate him into being that way. Mm-hmm. So I think she was really hoping against hope, maybe, even though she heard it. And also she heard it from Maul, so she's kind of like, I mean, how believable are you?
Yeah.
But to kind of hear that, and then we see her again in Rebel, and she's had this whole time, like, was there any sort of doubt when she saw it, and just until she saw the mask cut off and she saw his eyes, and it's like, oh, like... And her fear kind of came true. So this whole fight is just the talk between the both of them, to Maul extending his hand to be like, we can do this together. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's very like Kylo Ray in in what's the last? The Rise of Skywalker. And
technically, The Last Jedi, too.
Yeah, so it's just like, I love seeing all the parallels. I love seeing when Maul was dismissing all the Syndicate lords.
Yes!
We got to see a little Easter egg from Solo.
But that means now connecting more of the pieces. It's very much like a puzzle that's going on right now. Because you have that scene in Solo where Maul is talking to... what's his name?
Kira.
Mm-hmm. But the thing is, though, that is after her boss dies. And the hologram showed him and Maul talking with the other Syndicate lords. So that means this takes place...
prior to Voss dying.
Prior to that.
Yeah.
So, but this is...
way prior, I think.
Yeah. Well, because technically the Clone Wars isn't done.
Right.
So that means we still know that even though at the end of this episode Maul does get captured, we know he gets out.
Yeah, he escapes somehow in some way, and I'm sure Order 66 has a lot to do with that, when all the clone troopers are probably like...
Yeah.
All the chaos is happening. I cannot wait to see next week's episode.
I know.
Like, we have to... I'm so happy we have 2 more, because... Obviously, we're going to get to see Order 66. I wonder if we're going to see a little bit of... Because right now it's been very focused on Ahsoka, which I love. And I wouldn't mind it if the remaining 2 also stayed focused on her and Maul. But I kind of want to see a little bit of like what Obi-Wan's up to as well. But I guess we kind of get that in the movies.
Yeah, we get that.
So maybe they...
We're not going to get much of that. I think we're going to get little tidbits of what's going... Like, just kind of like how we had the hologram with Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah.
But
moments like that
this is kind of weird. I mean, it's very much, we have like this part of the puzzle going on up here. We have another part of the puzzle right here, and we're finally starting to get the pieces that actually connects them, which is always really, really cool to see done.
Yeah. Oh my God,
Dave
this episode...
Filoni, I love you. You did an amazing job. Dave Filoni, George, I mean...
Everybody on the team, the actors, the crew, the directing, it's fantastic. The artists, the shot when the window shattered and the glass flying in with the ember.
Slow motion.
It was very like Japanese anime. The vibe was there, and then they did like the spin around, and I was just, oh my God, it was so good. And when Ahsoka chased Maul up to the I guess the rooftop or something like that, the scaffolding, and then she lit up her lightsaber, and then the structure kind of looked like this, and I just love all the lines.
Oh, and and the way it was lit too, where you see that
gorgeous
blue glow kind of encompassing around her is just amazing.
The fighting is so good. I can't get over it. There's been a lot of lightsaber battles throughout Clone Wars that I've enjoyed. I think this one might top it for me.
Yeah.
I mean...
Well, okay, it's good. I would have to go back and compare... Well, because there's still the Sidious Maul and Savage fight, which is amazing. There's still that really fast fight between Obi-Wan and Maul in Twin Sons. It's
different.
There's too many awesome lightsaber fights.
Yeah. But this is, like, if not very top... Well, it might be top for me, honestly. It might be number 1 for me now.
I'd have to go back double check to give it that award. Yeah. But yeah, it is definitely on the top. It is just an amazing fight.
It's excellent. And you guys should let us know in the comments which of your favorite fights are from. You could be Clone Wars, it could be Rebels. Just let us know in the comments below. Do you have anything else you want to add from the episode?
It's an awesome episode. We're probably going to go see it a couple more times.
Yeah.
And go like slow-mo through a lot of parts. Like, oh, look at that. Oh, that's so cool.
The part where Ahsoka switched her... There's two things. The part where Ahsoka switched her grip, where she kind of ducked under and she threw her lightsaber kind of up and caught it.
She kind of did like a...
Oh, so
or it was,
good.
I think her lightsaber was like this. She like kind of like go and flipped it and grabbed it.
So good. She's so fast with the lightsabers. And the part where she lost in the throne room where she lost the lightsaber, and then she used the Force to pull it back. And I was like, oh, if that's not like the Last Jedi callback, I don't know what. It's not the first time it's been done, but it reminded me of that moment where I was like, oh, when they murdered what's his face.
Yeah, like the way they killed Snoke.
Yeah. I'm out of breath.
And that's what this episode will do. You will probably be holding your breath most of this episode because it's just so well done, so intense, so exciting. You don't want to miss anything. And
we have 2 more to look forward to. So excited. Well, you guys, that's it for the spoiler review. We hope you enjoyed geeking out over this episode with us. Let us know also on top of which is your favorite animated lightsaber duel or fight, I guess, because there could be a triple.
Yeah. What is your favorite? Yeah. What is your favorite lightsaber fight in animation? So that includes Rebels and Clone Wars.
And let us know what your favorite moment was from this episode, or let us know of any Easter eggs that we may have missed. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you don't miss any new videos. And we'll see you in the next one. Bye.